Francine is a change management specialist and learned some new nuggets of knowledge about change management while chairing the conference. Francine will talk about things she did differently during the conference, planning, and what these experiments taught her. Francine's title of her speech is What I Learned About Organizational Change. Please welcome Francine.
People don't like change. And I learned that in college. And I learned that when I was doing change management in corporate and in industry. And something I learned while planning the conference, it's completely different with volunteer workers than it is when people are paid. So I want to tell you 3 things we tried and what I learned from them. Number 1, we wanted sponsors. We wanted a robust sponsorship package to attract corporate sponsors. While we were talking about this in one of the meetings, it was brought up that we're not salespeople. Not everybody. We do have some professional salespeople in Toastmasters. But the average member either doesn't like selling or doesn't know how, or a combination of the two. We decided to find somebody to offer sales training. Do you think that would be easy? But it wasn't. And it wasn't that people didn't want to. I was told I would love to do this, but I don't have the time. And then there were I don't know where to start. How do I do something like this? It took months, and I finally found a team of people to do the training. And it was an amazing event they did at Claremont Toastmasters that was recorded and put up onto YouTube. And here's the nugget of knowledge I learned with that. Did anybody see the training? Did anybody hear about the training? A couple people did. Our communication system was using everything, a broad spectrum of methods. We had the emails, we had the Synergy newsletter, we had Facebook and LinkedIn, but people weren't seeing them. The nugget of knowledge I learned with that is we need to find new ways to communicate when we do all these unique and fantastic programs that will help members. Because one person who saw it said, I'm not a salesperson. I watched that training and I raised donations to my 401k, or my 401k, I meant my 501c3. The training really helped in the real world, and I just wish more people had seen it. Another good piece of knowledge we obtained is one of the people at the beginning who said she had no idea about sales, but she wanted to learn. She developed a sales course as her project in Trainers Academy. So it is my hope that next year they use this and communicate it in a way where people know about it. Okay, number 2, the second change I wanted to make. In our sponsorship program, Amanda and I decided to concentrate on corporate sponsors. And we laid out a sponsorship program designed for corporate sponsors. And what that means is we went out to people who worked in our corporate clubs and asked them what would be important to the people you work for to help sponsor a Toastmasters conference. And we were told, they don't care about coming to the conference. They're doing this because they want to support Toastmasters. Okay, we're not going to give them a ticket to the conference. They don't really care about the social media aspect. Okay, so we split it. We had the sponsorship where you get a table and the sponsorship announcements, and we had another one where they could have the social media. What we learned from that, the majority of sponsorships come from Toastmaster members who expected to get their free ticket with their sponsorship. That's a nugget of knowledge. We did not do enough research because we were really concentrating on the corporate sponsors. So nugget 2, research, research, research before you make changes. Find the people who the changes will affect and ask their opinions. And that's something I knew from corporate change management, but this was a totally different concept for me, and I forgot about it. Third change. I have been on conference teams for 10 years, and it's always been, you find out where your division is scheduled to help. Are you going to be the first timer? Are you going to be registration? Your division is assigned a job. We heard a lot of, I won't say complaints, but feedback from people saying that they always get stuck doing something they don't want to do. And the people who were stuck doing it didn't do a good job. And I really, really, really wanted to do hospitality, but that's not what we were assigned. We decided to take volunteers based on what people felt passionate about, what people wanted to do. It was a good idea. We fell on the communication plan. I used every opportunity I had to convey this message to everybody, but it fell short. Not everybody understood. We were weeks before conference saying, they haven't told us what our division is doing yet. Well, we're not doing it that way this year. So nugget 3, I learned, is no matter how much you can communicate, you can always communicate more. And that is what I learned as conference chair. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Back to you, Rosemary.
Thank you, Francine. And you did an amazing job for the conference. So thank you. And all the volunteers did wonderful job. Your pathway evaluator is going to be Koki. And now I will turn it back over to the lovely Susan Schultz, who is our facilitator.
Okay, that's not what I understood for evaluations. Is Koki doing the evaluation? Yes, okay. All right.
Am I?
Thank you. Nope, nope, you're right. I had
Oh,
it.
no, I'm sorry. He's doing the written evaluation
The
for
written,
free.
that's correct. That's correct. Okay.
Yes.
Then we're going to do the round robin, and it is going to consider Linda, Peter, and Paula in that order. Linda, let's go first. Linda dropped off. Okay, then we'll go to Peter.
Hi, Francine. I thought that was an interesting speech. I almost felt like I was there. watching you organize all of that, I got a real sense of the hustle and bustle. And so I thought you did a good job of conveying that through the speech. I would like to point out that you gave May some very good advice about not using abstract references, and you promptly did that in your own speech, because personally, I have no idea what a 5013C is. So just I just thought I'd point that out. You are correct. One should not make arcane references that are not broadly known to your audience. Anyway, good speech. You conveyed the message. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Paula.
Awesome. Thank you. Francine, you did a great job. And I was part of all of that planning in the team. So I know exactly what you went through. And I agree with you 100%. Communication is always the key. And what I would have liked when I look at the speech itself, not the content of the speech, but the speech itself, I would have liked to have seen more. Actually, it does have to do with the content. I would have liked to have seen more positive. You seem to be like you found all the negative aspects. I would like to have heard what was positive about it, what did happen, and what happened well. You can't always count on other people when you're in a volunteer organization. And I know firsthand that if something's tried and true and it works, keep doing it. And if something you try that doesn't work, then don't. But my advice is check with other people who've been there, done that before, because maybe it would have saved you some pain.
Thank you, Paula. Linda, I know you just got back on board. Did you hear Francine's speech, or did you drop off during it?
I heard the first two, and I didn't hear the third one. I'm hoping it was something positive, but now that I hear the tail end of Paula, it was just
Okay.
I have a feeling it wasn't, because I heard wonderful things about the people who went to the conference. I heard all good things. And so, and I know when you organize something, you can be brought down with some of the details. So I hope that's helpful, that even though there were hard times, if you can try to end on a positive note, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, thank you. We'll do our next three. It'll be May, Marjane, and Rajiv. May?
Yes. Thank you, Francine. I was not at the convention, but I got your message about communication. Well, in any situation, communication is the key, whether it's volunteer or organization or anything. But no wishy-washy for you, for sure. You are so serious. You're like, you don't do this, then I'm the chair, something like that. I'm like, Francine, woo wee. Anyway, just I feel the seriousness of you. So I don't know, somebody make you mad or something, then watch out. Just kidding.
All right, next up, Marjane.
Thanks. All right. Well, first, Francine, the thing that I noticed that I really liked was the organization. I thought it was very well organized. You told us that you had three things that you tried. You told us what the three things were. You told us about that thing and then the lesson you learned. Yes, it would have been fun to hear a little more positive, but I thought it was a really well organized and useful speech. So I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Super. And finally, Rajiv, 30 seconds comment.
Yeah. The speech by Francine was very informative, and actually I found it inspiring. Because she detailed the challenges, what they did, and how some things didn't work. My only recommendation is I would have loved to see a detailed summary in the conclusion, and that would have wrapped it up and pretty strongly in the minds. Thank you.
Super, thank you. Back to you, Rosemary, our MC.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you, everyone. Now we are going to go to our joke master, and that is our lovely Linda Ramrath.